Hello ladies and gentlemen, Bigthunderman here bringing you a 2-on-2 on the Great Plains, again on Vanilla. Anyway, me and my team, I'm Portuguese one more time, and my teammate is Russian, and we are playing a Ottoman and a Dutch. So, right off the bat, I wish my teammate good luck, and this game gets going. I set each of my villagers to a different crate to expedite the gathering process. I set my one villager to go gather that herd of 4 buffalo there, and I set my explorer to go off and start exploring the world. I'm disappointed instantly that I only have 4 buffalo near me. It's a huge bummer when you're starting the game and you have 4 buffalo. That's the closest herd I have. That's where all my food gathering is going to start, and there are only 4 of those freaking buffaloes. Anyway, herdables actually play the biggest game changer in this game. Herdables won the game for one of us and lost the game for one of us. Having 4 buffalo was not great. But I immediately noticed there's another herd up there, so I send a villager up there to get it. I send that guy back to get wood, and all is well in this game so far. Notice at this point I did start with the extra crate of wood instead of a crate of coin. I always prefer that. It's much nicer to have 200 wood than it is to have 100 coin, because 100 coin really isn't going to do that much at this point in the game for me. So I start herding that herd back towards me. Sorry, I took a drink there. My voice is really scratchy. This is my second time doing this narration, actually. I start herding that herd back to me because you always want to herd your herds back closer to you. Makes them easier to defend. It means less travel time, which means you get more resources. So in all, a better choice. Notice there, I look at that treasure, I send my explorer immediately walking back to it. I always say treasures can be game changing. That is a 110 wood treasure. That is a game changer treasure. I use my spy gaps there while I'm waiting for my shot to arrive. Notice I shot that buffalo and then went right back to eating the same one I was eating. My plan was to get those buffalo closer. Closer buffalo is better because for the reasons I've already mentioned. Anyway, I shoot the bear, and I attack the bear straight up. I could have done the range thing, but I had a villager near there. I didn't want the bear to accidentally attack the villager. So that villager starts gathering her buffalo, and notice she also pushes it closer to the town center. Herdables will win or lose the game for one of us. I am going to do a 13 villager age up per normal. Or per normal for Portuguese. Not normal for me, because for most of the time I've played Portuguese, I didn't know that. Hello. But I'm going to do a 13 villager age up. Hindsight probably would have been slightly better off with 14, but what you gonna do? Just like that guy in America's Got Talent. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Anyway, horrible guy. Not really talented, but immensely hilarious. Although he thinks he's seriously good. He's like an 80-year-old rapper. Anyway, keep looking around. I'm building another house instantly. I want to make sure that population-wise I'm good when I start making military. I don't send any first age cards in general. You shouldn't. I get my 13th villager and I start waiting for my town center at my town center so I can age up quickly. Explorer keeps looking across the map. I queue him up to mini points and I keep watching and waiting. I really should have done 14 there because my town center has some idle time, and I don't feel like the early aging gave me that much of an advantage. I would have been 5 or whatever seconds behind for making another villager. Would have been smarter, in my opinion, to make one more villager. Hindsight, vision is 20/20. At the time, I made the right choice. I shoot that herd closer to me yet again. Notice that herd, which was once very far away, is now getting much closer to my town center while I wait for the opportunity to age. Those original 4 buffalo really screwed me over because it's like, really 4 buffalo, that's it. But there's tons of other herds near me, so it worked out even if my starting herd was pathetic. So alrighty, I'm still hovering over my town center. I have nothing more I want to do than age instantly, and there we go. I aged almost instantly. I do have a 12-1 split at this point. I don't think that's the wisest split in the world, but I don't think it was a bad split because I have 200 food. or 200 wood. I'm getting 400 wood when I age, and I have a 700 wood card that can come almost instantly. Notice there, I shoot the herd, go back to farming. That's really a great way to get the herds close to you without losing time and saving yourself a lot of effort. I asked my teammate, FB in the middle, I'm going to do one whether he does one. I hope he's smart enough to agree with me. And he does. He says over there, and I think great. At this point, everything's going fairly well. It's the first few minutes of the game are always very similar. The same things happen, always, but that's okay. That herd, by the way, is now right in front of my town center, which is good. I lured it from all the way over there to me. And look who's walking to my herd. Purple. I kind of look at Purple. I see it. And I go to his town center. And there's a herd right there. And I go, what the heck? I accidentally called him green, but it was Purple. And I told him to quit taking my herd because that really could screw me as his teammate over. You walked all your villagers over, took my herd when you have one right in front of your own. What the heck, man? I was not happy. I started to say really, and then I said ha 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 because I didn't want to be an absolute mean guy. I try not to be mean, even though I don't do well. I get my town center wagon immediately going this time, not like last time where I screwed up. And I also get a barracks being built very, very quickly. I send my 2 towers first, as I like to do. I like to get that town center, 2 towers, and barracks combination up. You saw that a game or two ago, or even the last game, I don't remember. No, you saw it 2 games ago in that one-on-one. So very good. Haven't talked much about the map. Great Plains is a non-water map. You can walk anywhere and everywhere over the map. There are giant herds of buffalo along it. There are trees and there are mines. Map control generally will win you the game because there are tons of resources. A plethora, if you will. Notice at that point the herds are all coming towards me. Good day to be Bigthunderman. Town center is getting built. I order up a few crossbowmen, and I keep sending my explorer to go circle the map. I get my towers going immediately. I didn't tell the towers where to build at that point, just because in case I was attacked, I didn't want him to see and know that towers were coming or being built. I was hoping that I could just build them instantly, but you'll see. I mean, really at this point expecting blue to rush, by the way. Ottomans are a rushing civilization. Their job is to get to age 2 very quickly, start making janissaries, and start making your life very bad. But I don't see any janissaries. My life is pretty good. I got another town center, and I got some, whatchamacallums. I got some crossbowmen coming. I got those crossbowmen coming. So, even though he should be rushing janissaries, he isn't. I got my towers now. Good day. I am starting to put people on gold, because I'm figuring I'm facing a Dutch and an Ottoman. I will need probably Hussar against the Dutch because he's going to have skirmishers. I'm probably going to need crossbowmen or musketeers to deal with any counter Hussar because both of those two civs love using Hussars in retaliation and janissaries. So I will need to use crossbowmen too. So anyway, I just want to make sure I got people starting to go in gold. At the very least, I want to be able to age up. So take another swig of my drink, and here we go. At this point, it's going fairly well. I got a lot of food advantage, and yeah, food advantage, by the way, is a very, very good thing. Sorry, I got a little bit lost there. Having a little bit of extra on food ensures that I'm not going to ever have a lull in villager production. You really don't. I mean, I can't describe to you what villager production does, and notice I shoot the herd closer to me. Remember, I said herdables win this game. That is an example of herdables being good for me. However, this game, I really got screwed, so you'll see what happens. But herdables do win the game for somebody. Anyway, I keep exploring. I look, and I see an outpost in Blue's town, and at that point, I am surprised, to say the least. Why does he have an outpost? Is he turtling? What Ottoman turtles? Ottoman only make janissaries and rush, or they make abbess and rush, or they make hussar and rush. Ottomans don't turtle. I don't know what he's doing, and that's not a good thing. You always want to know what they're doing. I know for a fact that red is booming, and my plan and my hope was that we would take out blue and then 2-on-1 red, because red's really the most dangerous player. At this point in the game, we already can clearly identify that. We're looking at score. We're looking at the fact we haven't been attacked yet. I built another barracks. I can dual barracks spam stuff now, and I am very, very, very excited. Anyway, I am getting a call, so I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to keep up the narration. Anyway, I walk through Red's town, and I see he is massing skirms, and I let my ally know immediately. We are going to need Hussar, we are going to need cannon, we are going to need great bombards and monster trucks. No? Well, we don't have great bombards, cannons, or monster trucks available. Hussar is going to be our best chance. So I start building a stable immediately. I will not put up for those shenanigans. Anyway, No population room. That's right. I really screw up. You've seen it in all my videos. I forget to build houses until it's too late. That's one of the things I really need to work on. Anyway, he asked me for 100 wood. I was kind of frustrated at this point. It's like, dude, I don't have 100 wood laying around. But I tell him that. It's kind of rude unless you know them and they're your teammate and you're like chatting during the game on TeamSpeak, which me and my clan do. Or the clan I'm part of. It's not my clan per se. But anyway, here come his men. And we start attacking. I said let's rush blue. Blue at this point has clearly defined himself as a weaker player. And his men were moving around doing weird things. Red retreats, and red retreating there really screwed over blue, I think. Because it left blue's janissaries, which are much more, are very expensive. Or even much more expensive than the skirms, I believe, to die. Blue already had the weaker economy. Now he lost the janissaries. He invested, what, 100 resources in a pop ahead? Whereas my men are only 80 resources ahead. I accidentally pressed out of my game there. So you got a sneak peek at my background. Hope you liked it. It's a pretty cool background, I won't lie. I think I got it from some website. It's not mine. I didn't make it, in case you're wondering. Keep making villagers, and notice I am almost at a population room again. So I start walking around, by the way, while purple pursues the obvious way, because I want to attack blue from behind. His score is lagging behind. If we can scare blue or get blue out, we will win the game. For sure. Anyway, I noticed herdables. What? Yes, herdables are the theme of the game. Blue did not use his herdables well. He had several herdables right outside of his base being unused. I never actually did figure out what blue was using for food. So, walking to his base, we see a dual barracks and a artillery foundry, and his villagers are already fleeing, which makes me happy. I start to siege the artillery foundry. I'm wondering if I can take it down. I'm wondering if he even has any artillery to attack us with. I make some men, pikemen, because I want to be able to siege buildings better. I go back there. I realize, hey, this building isn't coming down, and I run away because I want to attack. Wait, I want to attack him, but not where I'm currently attacking him. I want him to send villagers out or have to send them somewhere else. I want to get the pressure. Anyway, at this point, I circled back there, and I think, hey, why don't I walk to the back of Red's town? I bet he doesn't have men there, because I've seen his skirms running around Blue's town, and right there. So, start walking my own army over to Red's town. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Villager production is going well. I have 90 houses built. Things are going fairly well. I built another house, though, which is wise, because I forget about houses. And notice at this point, I have not made a market. That was my mistake of the game. I never, this entire game, built a market, and that was probably a huge game changer. Like I said, I really got screwed. Market would have helped lessen the screwing, I guess you could say. Anyway, another drink, and I am good to go. I keep making more musketeers, and here we go. I pull my men back. Those men are pretty much lost. Foolish. I really made a lot of noobish mistakes. That was one of them. I see his villagers on a farm. You know how I said herdables will change the fate of the game or win the game or whatever? This is it. He's got herdables right there. He's on a farm. Very foolish to put your people on a farm when there are herdables right nearby. I started immediately sieging his barracks, hoping I can get them down in time, but crossbowmen have a crappy siege. I'm losing men much faster than I should. Not good. Keep making men, though. Make some more muskets and such. I want to keep up the pressure. I ignored those crossbowmen. Attacking his town was the last thing on my mind, but because my men were in his town, they were the first thing on Red's mind, obviously. So I should have looked there, and there are a bunch of skirms killing all my freaking crossbowmen. I lost them. Very foolish of me. Bad choice, bad move. Really hurt me in the long run. Keep making men, though. Pikemen, specifically. I feel like Blue is really in trouble. His score has not really risen since we attacked him. So I'm thinking we'll kill Blue, and then we will double team Red, and all will be well in the world, and my win streak on YouTube will continue. I separate the Hussars from my main body because I want to find villagers elsewhere and attack them. Purple's following me. That's good. I got some pikemen coming. That's very good. And he doesn't have any soldiers. Weird, right? I didn't see any soldiers. Anyway, I sent my Hussars around the back looking for anything to eat up because that is delicious. I keep making sure that villagers get onto herds. Herdables to farm animals is an amazing, or to farms is an amazing advantage. In case you're wondering, You gather the fastest from herded animals. You gather the second fastest from berry bushes, I believe, and the third fastest from mills. If I am correct, I might not be. It might be mills then berry bushes. Although I think you gather faster from a berry bush than you do an upgraded mill. But I need to check the numbers on that. Anyway, I see villagers back there, and I just start killing them. And that just sucks. He never notices I kill all those villagers. Ottoman makes villagers slowly anyway. He needs wood to advance his economy. He's losing all his wood choppers. Poor guy. And that really is not good for him. Red's really keeping blue in the game. Red is playing exceptionally well. His economy is far superior to mine, even at this point. Not good. I probably should have been making more villagers there from that town center. Oh, there we go. I do. And I take the herd near him. Why not? I told you herdables would win the game. And blue is in a bad way. He's lost his army. He's lost a lot of villagers. Not a good time to be blue. I sent some hussars over to red to take advantage. I shipped 2 crates, by the way. 700 food, 700 gold. That I figured would be the foundation I need for a really good push to finish out whoever. And blue quits at this point. I don't know if I noticed just yet, but he did. And now it's a 2-on-1 on red. Very, very good. This game is in the bag. See red coming, but that is okay because he has to hopefully attack me on my terms or our terms. I send those hussar there, and I get caught up in the trees. Very foolish of me. If I hadn't gotten caught up in the trees, I wouldn't have been attacked at all by those pikemen, but I am. So we get to those skirms, keep attacking. At this point, the game's really academic because, well, it's a 2-on-1. Why wouldn't it be academic? I go look over there to go get those hussars. I realize just now, blue quit. And I'm very happy. I send my hussars down to go fight red in his town, raid him again. It's okay. And then my teammate drops. Yeah, red has a much better economy. Red has more men. I am in trouble. And I am now 1-on-1. So this game suddenly just got that much more interesting. Should I quit? I could have left the game there, but I thought, you know what? I'm not that kind of guy. I'm going to go for it. So now it's a 1-on-1. My teammate is gone, but I am not afraid. I will do what I need to do. A huge reason, by the way, why I decided to attack and not quit is because I had the tempo. In chess, having the tempo means basically that you that you are making the moves that are being responded to. Like, let's say you moved a pawn. His next move wasn't an attack. His move was responding to your move. So I had the tempo here, too, because he was responding to my hussars being in his base, my army doing this, my army doing that. That push with those skirms is the last thing he does this game, actually, that is of his own tempo. For the rest of the game, he is responding to me, which is a good thing. He then, I believe, starts walking back to his base with those skirms, and I run around, trying to keep pressure. He's got a much better economy. I don't want to lose this game foolishly. I start making more crossbowmen. I see some wood choppers, and I start to attack him. I think I kill one, and then he gets away. He keeps pushing on the base, but I have hussars, I have towers, I have crossbowmen. Very good place for me to be. I have 12 idle villagers, too. I did not notice them, and there we go. Okay, I noticed them. I send them to another mine. I have more idle villagers. It's really hard to manage your economy and play, but you really have to. So those idle villager times was not good, but it was what it was, I guess. Anyway, those are my idle villagers right there. They were the ones that were on crates. I realize it, and I get them to go hunt those deer. To beat red 1-on-1, I'm going to have to keep the tempo, and I'm going to have to make my economy explode. Those 2 huge herdables there will help me do that. I said herdables win the game. While he's gathering his resources on farms much slower than I am using herdables. And that is a good thing. So, I sent my army over to pick up my explorer and to kind of corral him in, if you will. I don't want him to really be walking around. I want him to be a little bit more confined to his town. So, I start doing that. I send that one hussar away. I just cracked my neck. I wonder if you guys can hear it. Send that one hussar away to attack. I keep up making men. I send the fast cavalry training. I want to be able to spam hussars a little bit faster than I currently am. What do I do? I send them to wood. Oh, I sent them to wood because I didn't have the wood to make a house or another barracks or anything. So I figured wood was very necessary. I get my explorer, and the attack continues. I wasn't sure if at this point I was going to win or not. Our scores were equal exactly. There was just like, it was like, oh man, this is not going to be pretty. 163, 164. But he's got banks, so I don't know if I can beat him. Anyway, I send that Hussar that has like almost no health left back to the top part just to screw him up. I send half my lower army to go shoot at those villagers. I do, they screw up. I send my entire army back to sieging that bank. I see your skirm stop coming at the top of the map, and I go to attack them. Meanwhile, I have more Hussar coming. I was playing the game the other day, and my friend told me never let your Hussar die. They are way too expensive, and he is absolutely correct. I believe Hussar cost, let's see, 180 or 200 resources a head with 120 food and 60 or 80 coin. They cost a lot. You do not want to throw Hussar away. So, my Hussar, though, has been doing fairly well this game. I'm going to keep making more. And notice I keep villager production up. That will either win me the game or lose me the game. Because if I can have more villagers and more resources than him, I can have more army units, which means I will win the game. Anyway, at this point, his score actually overtakes mine and then falls, and then mine rises, then his rises. It's a close game. At this point, there's really no winner. The only thing I have to my name is the fact that I have tempo on him. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. You want to have tempo on your opponent. It is very, very difficult to win a game when you have to respond to everything your enemy's doing, especially if they're doing it well. I send my Hussar there to kill his Hussar. Even though most of my crossbowmen died, I figured I'd have enough Hussar afterwards to keep attacking, but I realized I don't, so I kill his Hussar and I run away. Our scores are still very close. Anyway, I keep making more Hussar. Advantages of having an economy strepped over the map, and advantages of an economy that is using herdables rather than farms is it is not hard for me to make these Hussar. Notice I start routing him. I really thought I won the game at this point, but Red was a good player. It didn't happen. He's losing skirms really fast. Hussars are doing a very good job, and there's 3 more skirms dead for me, or for him. There we go. He sends out Minutemen. I send some Hussars to attack the Minutemen. Foolish choice. Minutemen lose health over time anyway, so it probably would have been just as fine or just as well for me to ignore them. I realize that right now, and I send them to go attack those skirms. I should have had them attacking those skirms in the first place. Darn it. Anyway, keep making villagers and make sure that production is staying stable and heavy. I send them to a mine. I have not that many on coin right now, so I want to make sure that that all is well taken care of. I destroy that tower wagon. I'm already having trouble penetrating his town. Him having another tower would not make it easier. Or was that a bank wagon? I don't know. I thought that was a tower wagon. I see some pikemen and I gallop out of his town on my stallions. Or Hussar as they are called. Anyway. Game keeps going. Game keeps being frustrating. His score is higher than mine at this point. And I was pissed off. He's playing very well. It is very costly for me to field a bajillion Hussars and put them in his base. Not necessarily getting all the results I want. But I'm okay with using a mass Hussar because I am making villagers constantly. I have 32 on food, 14 on coin. Notice there, I finally make some barracks south of his that are a little bit closer. And the reason for that is I want to be able to start pressuring him immediately. I, at this point, feel like Hussars aren't doing the job. My score is falling a little bit faster than his is. I'm worried that I'm not going to win. Notice I sent my Hussar right around his base to go check out those trees in that herd. Even though I don't see any dead animals through the fog of war, so I don't know that. So I know he's not herding there, and I know he's on farms. I still think I might be able to sneak in this town and cause some mayhem, because mayhem is the best. Anyway, I keep making more Hussars, but I'm definitely planning at this point to use infantry. I don't know if I can afford to keep using Hussar. So, I start running. I see a tree fall there through the fog of war, and jackpot. I start eating villagers again. I did it to purple, or to blue, made him quit. I start doing it to red. I kill 3 or 4 villagers, and then I run away. I don't want to be eaten by pikemen. Hussars are very expensive. I can't really afford to lose more Hussars. I start making crossbowmen to back up my Hussar. My score at this point's rising, but so is his. He played really well, and it's frustrating to have a game that looks won and then lose a teammate, but that is okay. So, I go back into his town just to raid. hoping that I can catch him off guard, maybe avoid his army, cause some mayhem. And there comes a pikeman, and I am out of there. I do not want to screw with pikemen. Pikemen, to give you a comparison here, pikemen cost 80 resources a pop, 40 food, 40 wood. Hussar, 200 resources a pop. You can see why I do not want to let my Hussar die to pikemen. It is absolutely stupid. Notice I really had a chance to press an advantage here. I didn't have enough houses to. Foolish me, foolish me. I start building houses, but it really kind of was already a little bit too late there. Again, a market really would have helped me out, but I didn't have a market, so foolish choices by me. Anyway, his army's attacking me there, and I am okay with that because I have Hussars running in the backside of his base, and I have Hussars running on the other side. There are 3 armies attacking him right now, and that really sucks for red. And notice at this point my score is ballooned, and I have taken complete control of the game. I have been allowed to run over the entire map and make as many villagers as I want, use all the herds. Herdables are really giving me a huge resource advantage here because you gather faster, so he can't keep up with the rate of production. I go to start building a stable. Notice I cancel building those crossbowmen because I want to get a stable up immediately. It's getting a little bit tedious to send them from all the way across the other side of the map. In general, with military in Age of Empires 3, if it works, do it. If it doesn't work, don't do it. Albert Einstein said it's incredibly stupid to do the same thing repeatedly and expect different results. But at this point, the results from the Hussar are going well, but not going well enough. It's going well, but I think I can throw in some other units and really expedite the process. So I send some Hussar there. I start attacking, and there come some pikemen. So, but fortunately, I have muskets on the other side. I'm hoping to take down a bank in this attack. His pikemen are following me really fast, and the Hussars didn't really speed up. Like, look, slow, slow, slow. And then they start going faster. So I don't know why they were going slow there and why I lost them because they were going slow, but that really just PO'd me. Anyway, yeah, I'm destroying the bank. Here comes some skirms. I'm going to get out of there. There was a lot of running around this game, and rightfully so. You do not want to lose units pointlessly. The Hussars accidentally just started attacking everything instead of running, but that was because I didn't tell them to go do something. So my foolish choice, mistake there. Anyway, I have 1,400 wood now, and that villager has been standing there waiting to build a stable. My stupidity. Anyway, I get a farm. This is the only farm I use the rest of the game. I actually use more herdables. I find more herdables and use them. So I just built that farm because I didn't see anything near my original town center that I really wanted to send villagers to. So I figured a farm would be the fastest and most efficient place to send them. I keep trying the same trick. It's worked well, but this time I got another 2-on-1. There are his skirms. So I think, all right, I'll get away with it. He's now got to think about those musket, and there are his pikemen. So he did a very good job. He did the exact same thing I did. I just simply run straight through there. I'm hoping that if I can run in front of my muskets, his pikemen will follow suit, and then I will be able to pick off a lot of those pikemen and save most, if not all, of my Hussar. And hopefully even kill some skirms in the process. So here it goes, and there we go. We start shooting and killing those pikemen. We get a good amount of kills, not an absurd amount, but some walk backwards instead of chasing, and all of those pretty much die. So that was a good thing. Notice at this point I have 75 villagers. I have been relentlessly making villagers, and I start to age 3 because this game will not be won through infantry. Red and I have been fighting infantry back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and neither of us have been able to win, although I've definitely kept up the pressure. If you look there, my Hussars at the top of the map die. I didn't expect, see there? I didn't expect them to keep chasing me. It really pissed me off, but I really should have paid closer attention there. I start making crossbowmen, mainly just because I have more wood than I do gold on the hand, and I want to save my gold for the reason why I'm aging to age 3, which is I need cannons. I am going to get cannons, and I am going to either mortar or do something to his town. I immediately start building an artillery foundry in my forward base and start attacking. I send those muskets in hand mode. I know they're going to die, but at this point, I felt probably a little bit too invincible. I was an age ahead. I knew I had cannons coming. I wasn't worried about it. I figured I had a production advantage, and I could keep pushing it. Notice I'm making yet another town center. And even though our scores are very close, I'm an age ahead. I have 78 villagers. I just don't think there's any plausible way he can match up well to me in reality. So, I send out yet again more crossbowmen, taking the control of the map. Notice I'm using herdables still from all over the map, besides for that one farm. I have, 8 or so villagers on food. That means 31 of my villagers are in herdables. That's a great thing. I also have mines from all over the map, and I start making some organ guns. Those guns are specifically designed to kill infantry. Very, very, very good for me. I will own his infantry very soon. Anyway, he's really in trouble. He's retreating back to his town. He's got some skirms way back there, but things are really looking good for me. I let those men in there to die because I'm now kind of going to do it wave style, where I send wave after wave of men. My next wave will have cannons and more crossbowmen in it, since crossbowmen are cheap. And that's my plan. I immediately summon up 5 men to go to that mine. I'm keeping up production even though I feel like the game is good in my control. Notice I'm sending them to that herd. Going well. He fights me off. But at this point, he's really in a bad spot. I have 80-something villagers. I have cannons. Even though he has done an exceptional job of holding me off, he's done well. By the way, I built that fort on the western side of his town because I didn't want him to try to move around the map to find resources. I didn't think he would, but having a fort there, nothing like running into cannon fire to discourage you from moving around. Also, the fort would shoot anything that goes by and lets me see what he's trying to do. So it really just kind of helps me pin him in. I start to destroy the bank since I don't see any men. Men start coming, and I start attacking the men. And those organ guns are decimating him, and this is what I need to make the final push. And at this point, he quits. He realizes that it is over indeed. So, it was a great game. My mistake of the game was not making a market. Red's mistake of the game was using farms instead of herdables. Blue's mistake was not playing well, and Purple's mistake was quitting. And by Blue not playing well, I don't want to be mean. It was just he was a non-factor in the game. Even Purple made himself a factor in the game until he quit, and then he was a bad factor. But anyway, that was a really close game for me. I thought for sure I was going to lose. I know I don't want to bring you the same matchups. I don't know if you guys will enjoy the same matchups. So I want to kind of mix it up, but this one just happened to become the same matchup. It was a rematch of my previous 1v1, and I came out on top again. This time it was a much better player and a much harder situation for me, so it was very exciting. Yeah, so in general, I guess the takeaway from the game is, if you look at the map, how I'm all over the map, when you have a map with resources, keep the pressure on him, take the resources, take advantage of the map. Use the map well. Use your civilization well too, but use the map very well. Red played well. I told him to check out the YouTube channel. Red, aka 80. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but if you're watching this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. You played exceptionally well. I would love to play with you again. It was a close game, but I got the upper hand. So notice there, villager production kept going up. His really stagnated. It looks like he kept trying to make it, but he was losing villagers constantly. So, anyway, thank you so very much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment if you learned something. Comment if you want me to do something. Comment for any reason. My next match will be on the Asian dynasties. I figured out how to get it to work, so I would love it if you would tell me which civilization from the Asian dynasties you would like to play, or you would like me to play. And if you guys want to play me, what you have to do is you have to send me a PM on YouTube, and we have to have a non-recorded match before I'll record a match, just because I don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to just, I can't open myself up to play with everybody, because then, you get cheaters, hackers, whatever. This is a legitimate account. I'm legitimately that level in the game, so I don't want to screw around and stuff. My overall record so far on my account is I believe 10 out of 10 games, 8 wins. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.